Hello everybody, happy Wine Friday. Welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube. I'm Creative Sarah and I have a really awesome, unique project for you today. We have something that you quite possibly didn't even know we had. And before I keep going, I want to let you know that we are on our way. Today's the last day of school for the boys, and we have lacrosse tournaments in Cincinnati all weekend. So the boys at half day school, we picked them up and we're on our way to Cincinnati. So I'm not live, but that's okay. You're going to get a good project from me. And I'm wearing my wine, red wine and blue. Thank you, Susanna, for the shirt. We have 12 by 12 chalk suede cardstock. Chalk suede is our coating that we put on cardstock so that you can chalk on it and create. Now, when I looked at this transfer, in my looking at the new products that we get, this is called It's About the Journey. And every time I look at it, all I could think about was this is a scrapbook page, like this whole design. And I have always been a scrapbooker, and so I thought, what a great way to open and have your very first page be about, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And your whole scrapbook talks about the journey of, right, life or whatever. This would be a great first page for any scrapbook. So I'm going to make a 12 by 12. You can cut it down to 8.5 by 11 or whatever size scrapbook you need. But one of the things that I do for the kids is I keep all of their pictures. So like every sports team, every obviously their school pictures. Those are the easiest things to scrapbook. And sometimes you don't even have to like make a page. You can just put them in the sleeves depending on what size scrapbook you make. So I say scrapbook, but what if it's just a photo album and on the first page you have this really cool saying? I really love it. And so I was drawn to it, and I love preserving photographs in books that are tangible because I love looking through them. It's not the same looking on your phone. It just isn't. So preserving memories is something I've always been big. I've been big at. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Now, in order to use the cardstock, we are going to fuzz our transfer. Of course, the cardstock is coated, so you can use it as is. And I'm going to show you a couple different techniques that I think will be fun to use. And you can layer other papers and cardstocks on here as well. Or you could start with not one of our 12 by 12s, but start with a completely different. Actually, you know what I want to do? I just, in my mind, thought of something else. Oh, and I realized I don't have my lights on. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to use 2 sheets just because I want to show you this technique. Now, this has been sold out for a long while. I want to say a couple months, but we have it back in stock now. I'm going to cut this down to like 8.5 by 11, I think. So this is a 12-inch sheet. I'm going to cut an inch off that way, and then 3.5 inches that way. Now, keep your scraps, man. Always keep your scraps. I have a little drawer here where I keep some of our surfaces. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut 1 more inch off the bottom because 8.5 by 10 is actually a little closer to the design. Had I thought of that, I wouldn't have. Okay, so there we go. One of my favorite trimmers, you guys. All right, so this is perfect. So I'm gonna be framing. I think you're gonna like this. Okay, so as I'm fuzzing this, I'm just putting fuzz onto the transfer so that it's not super sticky. And you just do it until it feels a little less sticky. All right, now I am gonna center my design on this cardstock. I think it's pretty perfect. Okay. You can see I've centered it on the cardstock. I think I have a Cricut in my basement. I don't know. And I'm gonna chalk this. So I've chosen some of my favorite colors. I have Guava and Bumblebee, and I'm gonna use that on our little sun right there. Both of the colors. And then I have some Storm, which is going to go on the neutral. And you guys, the color of the month, this is our Midnight. I'm going to do the most chalking on with the Midnight. Okay, so I'm going to do like a hot mess technique on our Sunshine by taking a little bit of this and just kind of dribbling it onto my surface. And then I'm going to do the same thing with our Bumblebee. And then I'm just going to spread it out. And so it'll kind of be, in a little way, an ombre, but in a little way, a hot mess. And that is a legit technique. I'm going to go ahead and peel this up because this is going to take me a bit of time. Look at that beautiful sunshine. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and I'm just going to kind of lay that back down so I can do the words. I think what I'll do next is I'll do some of my clouds. They're going to be in gray. And then I can kind of peel this up. So this is called the paste and peel method, where you're pasting along part of the design and then you're peeling it up to separate it from your surface so that it doesn't dry on your surface. Okay, so this is the paste and peel method. And so I'm gonna peel that away, and then I'm gonna peel this away. And you are gonna put the transfer back down. It's just, it'll be already separated, so there will be no drying of the chalk paste to the silk screen. All right, so that is done. I'm just gonna press down the words where I am going to chalk next. And like I said, we're going to pick up some of our Midnight. That is our dark navy blue color of the month. You can get this in June. This is June 2023, and it's the only time that this is available, and it's while supplies last. So if you love that navy blue color, now is your time. to get it. You can only get it with a purchase. I have created a cart link with the supplies that I'm using for this project, and that cart link has enough product that you can also get this, and it's all in the cart link together. But if you already have some of these things, okay, pop that over there, and I am going to dry this. There we go. This is looking really good. I have a tiny little bleed that I caused myself. Okay, so magic of TV. Here's my initial page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I don't think I'm going to use these bright colors because I'm a matte. This is going to be for one of my boys, and so I'm wanting mostly neutral. Okay, so I'm going to take a stipple brush, all right? It's important to have it dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into some of my gray and pick up chalk paste. And I'm going to stipple around just using the lid here. And then I'm going to pick up my paper and I'm going to like edge this, kind of scrape it across the edge. So I'm creating almost like a border. Of course it's wet, so we're gonna be careful. You can also do this with other mediums. So you could do it with ink, distress inks, you know, those kinds of things, of course. I like all my colors to match perfectly. So that's why I'm choosing my own storm, and just you can go over it if you feel like it needs a little bit more. So now we have this edge, okay? Pretty cool. That is it's gonna do something really cool with our finished product. Now, I'm gonna take this is gonna dry, so I'm just gonna kind of set it aside. I'm gonna take my finished 12 by 12 paper. I'm gonna take that same dry stipple brush, but this time I've got a little paper towel here. I'm gonna use my blue. I'm gonna scoop, there's a bunch on the lid here. This is my midnight. I'm gonna scoop most of it out, and so there's just a little bit in there. And I'm gonna go in with that same dry stipple brush, okay? This time, I'm gonna start in the center of the paper, and I'm gonna go outward with kind of a movement. And what I'm kind of doing is making my own background paper. And it's got this navy blue, okay? So if you feel like, oh, I want a little bit more. And remember, this is gonna set on the center of it, okay? That's really all I need to do. Real easy. Now, this we're gonna wash it off with water, and then you're gonna let it dry. Like I said, the stipple brushes work best dry. You don't really want to add any water to them at all. You can kind of get most of that color off too onto your dry paper towel. And then what I'm gonna do is just kind of dip it in the water and wash it. Now this Midnight will stain, but the water, the color is gone. And then I will take some paper towel and just really clean it up. Oh, I just sprayed. At least it's sprayed that way and not this way. You just want to get that cleaned up. And then there's no more blue, so that's a little bit stained, but it'll dry. Okay. Now I'm just gonna make sure all of this is dry. And again, the reason why I'm using my chalk to do all of this is because, you guys, I absolutely love when my colors match. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna pop it up with some foam tape. This is just a roll of foam tape. You can just kind of put 4 squares in each, 1 square in each corner. And then because it's such a big piece, I'm gonna go ahead and put one right in the middle too, give it some stability. Peel the little backer tape off of it. This is gonna be so cute. And I just love that this sentiment tells a story. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, okay, so we have our 12 by 12 and I just wanna center this. And I'm just gonna eyeball it because that's the easiest to do. Now, I got a couple little things. Now, when I show you this, you're gonna see that all the colors coordinate, it matches, and you can see how that pops the center because I did that gray border and I popped it out. Isn't that cute? Not bad, eh? All right, thank you so much for watching. This is gonna go right into a sleeve for one of my boys' scrapbooks. And I hope you guys get creative. Get yourself some of our chalk suede cardstock. It's also great for chalking on and then fussy cutting around. It's perfect, and you can add these little pops of dimension using the chalk suede. So I hope you learned something today. We're going to be gone all weekend, but I'll be back Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching. Bye.